Steve, how the hell is Paul George, Carmelo Anthony, and Chris Paul not NBA superstars? Now, first things first, I know people are going to say, oh, well, Carmelo Anthony's only averaging 18. This is the lowest in his career. You might be right on that. Actually, you're not might be. You are right, okay, on that one. But that's besides the point. The point is that who the hell wants to see some of these bums that are on the All-Star team right now? Let me tell you guys who the All-Stars are this year, because there are a lot of people that I'm just like, who even wants to sit there and watch them play? You know, who wants to sit there and watch? Who doesn't want to see Paul George, Carmelo, and CP3 in the All-Star game? And these are the All-Stars. Steph and LeBron, that's a given. DeMarcus and Giannis, that's a given. Anthony Davis and DeMar DeRozan, that's a given. KD and Joel Embiid, that's a given. James Harden and Kyrie Irving, that's a given. Now let me tell you something. Who the hell wants to see LaMarcus Aldridge in the All-Star game? Can someone please tell me who wants to see LaMarcus Aldridge in the All-Star game? Who wants to see Bradley Beal in the All-Star game? I'm not saying they're terrible players, but would you rather see LaMarcus and Bradley Beal, or would you rather see Carmelo, Paul George, and Chris Paul? You know, like, that's not even a question to me. All right, let's keep going. Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green, that's pretty much a given. Oh my goodness. Al Horford. Who? How? This man is averaging 13 points per game. How the hell is he an All-Star? Like, how is he an All-Star averaging 13, 5, and 7? Now, I know you're going to say Draymond Green, but Draymond does a whole bunch of stuff worse than... I'm not going to say Al Horford doesn't do a lot, but are you kidding me? You know, are you serious? Al Horford over... And this is why I think they need to get rid of the East, getting players from the East and getting players from the West. Just pick the top, 12 pick the top 24 players from the NBA. And those / popular players in the NBA, and those are the players. It doesn't matter if it's East or West. Who wants to see Al Horford? You know, I'm not knocking the guy. He's a solid player. But who the hell wants to see Al Horford? All right? And Damian Lillard definitely deserves it. Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry, that's pretty much a given. Kyle Fowry, I shall say. Kristaps Porzingis, that's pretty much a given. Victor Oladipo. Let me sit here and tell you something right now. Now, I'm not saying Victor Oladipo is a terrible player, because he's not. But I will sit here and say he's very overrated. Okay, of course he's going to average 24 points per game on a terrible team. Who isn't going to average those numbers on the Indiana Fakers? All right, and yeah, I'm going to continue to call them the Indiana Fakers. Who isn't going to average those numbers on that team? Klay Thompson and Cat, yeah, that's pretty much a given. And this is Karl Anthony Towns' first All-Star game, so congratulations to you. John Wall and Russell Westbrook, that's a given. All right, so John Wall, Russ, given. Klay and Cat, those are givens. Kristaps Porzingis is a given. Kevin Love and Kyle Lowry, that's a given. Damian Lillard's a given. Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green, that's a given. All right, Kyrie, James, KD, Joel Embiid, DeMar, Anthony, Giannis, DeMarcus, Anthony Davis, when I said Anthony, Steph, and LeBron. Those are all givens. Now, let me tell you something now, right now. So we have 3 people. LaMarcus Aldridge, Bradley Beal, that's 2, and Al Horford, that's 3. Excuse me. Let me go back. We have LaMarcus, Bradley Beal, Al Horford, and Victor Oladipo. Let me tell you something right now. Are you going to sit here and tell me that fans would rather see those 4 players than see Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony, and Paul George? First of all, this doesn't even make sense. People are saying Chris Paul is an MVP candidate, but yet the man isn't an All-Star? Like, where is the logic behind that? Paul George ain't an All-Star? Doing what he's doing? Carmelo isn't an All-Star? Just by his name, he should be an All-Star. I don't give a damn if he's only averaging 18 points per game. It's going to go back up to 20. He's going to go 15 straight years without averaging under 20. I don't give a damn if he averages 5 points per game. Just based off of his name alone, he should be an All-Star player. And it's the same with Dwayne Wade. It's the same thing. They did that with Tim Duncan. Dirk Nowitzki should be an All-Star as well. Now, obviously, that's a little bit different because Dirk and Dwayne Wade, they're like super old. Because you have to remember, Dwayne Wade is 3 years older than LeBron and Carmelo. Well, 3 years older than, really, because LeBron and Melo's like, what, a couple months older than LeBron? So, yeah, a few months because a couple's 2. A few months is more than 2. So, yeah, you know, he's like 3 years older than LeBron and Melo. So, it's more understandable. But you're going to sit here and tell me that people really would rather see Al Horford And people are saying, oh, Damian Lillard, he deserves it. Of course he does. But this is why we should get rid of the position. Because like Jalen Rose said, when he crucified and pulverized and demolished and obliterated Skip Bayless by saying he averaged 2 points per game, I think it was 1.6 points per game in high school. The position was made so a novice can learn how to play. Now you have big men dribbling the ball. DeMarcus Cousins can play point guard. Anthony Davis can play point guard. You know what I'm saying? So the positions, picking positions and picking conferences, that has to be gone. And this is foolproof. I mean, goddamn, who the hell wants to see Al Horford, all right, over Carmelo, or Al Horford over Chris Paul, or Al Horford over Paul George? Who the hell wants to see LaMarcus Aldridge and Bradley Beal over Carmelo, CP3, and Paul George? Like, where is the logic in this voting? You make it now so people can pick teams and the captains can pick teams. It should be no position, meaning just the purely no position. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be 12 from the East, 12 from the West to make it balanced. How is that balanced when there's like one good team in the Eastern Conference? One team that actually has a chance to win the championship, and that's the Cavaliers. All right, and then when you look at the West, you have 4 teams. 3. Golden State, OKC, and Houston. Now, how the hell there should be 12 and 12 on each side? It don't make sense, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a boring weekend, but like I'm gonna still eat out like a pig. I'm gonna get a chicken pizza. You know what I'm saying? Yo, by the way, when was this? The best dunk contest of all time, 2016. This is when I was in upstate New York, Morrisville College, before I came down here to Florida. And it's like fucking -5 degrees and a blizzard storm. And with my friend Justin and I, we ordered pizza and chicken and stuff from Pizza Hut. And it literally took 2 hours because the snowstorm was so bad. And up there, it's all mountains and hills, upstate New York. And we had so many people come over. It was fun as hell. This year, it's going to be me, myself, and my girl. And they actually... Now, let me sit here and tell you this right now. When Steph, LeBron, Giannis, DeMarcus, Anthony Davis, DeMar, DeRozan, KD, Joel Embiid, James Harden, Kyrie... Jimmy, Draymond, Dame Dollar, Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry, KP, Klay Thompson, Kat, John Wall, and Russell Westbrook aren't on the floor, and they have Al Horford on the floor, I'm not even gonna watch the game. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm literally gonna turn the game off and watch a YouTube video. I'm being dead serious. Who the hell wants to see Al Horford over Carmelo, PG, and CP3? You know, like who voted for this? You know, maybe, I don't know if you could still vote if you're a fan or whatever. Maybe I should have voted. Maybe it would have made a difference if I would have made some videos saying everyone vote for Carmelo, everyone vote for Paul George, everyone vote for CP3. Listen to this. Listen to this. Look, let me show you guys something real quick. The Houston Rockets. I know Chris Paul missed part of the season, right? I think he did, or was that? Yeah, he missed part of the season. But let me tell you something right now. This man is the second best player on the second best team in the Western Conference at 34-12. And you're gonna sit here and tell me that he's not an all-star? We're talking about just someone that just purely off of his name should be an all-star player. Just purely from his name. And it's the same with Carmelo and Paul George. Purely from the... Now, Paul George doesn't have that iconic name as like a Carmelo or a Chris Paul does. And I think Carmelo's ahead of Chris Paul in terms of that. Okay, that's a legendary name like Melo, Hezo Melo, Carmelo, Melo Anthony, like Carmelo Anthony. Those are legendary names. But Chris Paul, CP3, that's still legendary, but I think Melo's, a step ahead. But I'll sit here and tell you this right now. Paul George, purely off his name as well. He may not be in that same category as them in terms of all-time greats. He's going to get there, though. And for him to not be an all-star, are you kidding me? So I don't know. They got to do something, man. They really have to do something about this because, again, I'm not knocking LaMarcus Aldridge, Victor Oladipo. I'm not knocking Al Horford or Bradley Beal. They're all solid players. But for them to be in the All-Star game over Chris Paul, over Carmelo and Paul George makes no sense. I don't give a damn if they're in the other conference. There should be no conference divisions. It's complete nonsense. It should not be 12 and 12 from each conference. It should just be purely the top 24 players in the league. I don't give a damn if you're a point guard or a center. If DeMarcus Cousins could go out there and dribble the ball up and down the court like a point guard, then he should not be listed as a center, and that should not matter what position you play. Enough of this nonsense, man. At the end of the day, you want to know what the list should have been? Let me tell you this right now. Steph, LeBron, Giannis, DeMarcus, Anthony Davis, DeMar DeRozan, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, James Harden, Kyrie, Carmelo, Paul George, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard, Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry. You know what, Victor? I'll give it to you. I'll let Victor Oladipo slide. Now, he ain't a superstar. I don't even think he's an all-star player. I just think he's a solid player on a bad team. And that proved last year in OKC. But I'll tell you this right now. As soon as LaMarcus, Al Horford are on the floor, I'm not watching. I'm done. I'm going to do something else, but never mind. I'm done after that. It's been your man, Steve. No way in hell Carmelo, PG, and CP3 should not be all-stars. Purely off their names, they should be all-stars. And that's just the way it should always be. Who in their right mind? Who's more box office? Carmelo or LaMarcus? Carmelo or Al Horford? Paul George or Al Horford or LaMarcus? Carmelo or Bradley Beal? Chris Paul or Bradley Beal? It's not even a question. Talking about 3 of some of the most box office players in the league are not all-stars. You are out of your damn mind. They got to do something to fix this. I don't give a damn. Oh, it's not fair to the East. Maybe the Eastern Conference should get better. Why the hell the Eastern Conference? Freaking one team that has a chance to win the championship. The Celtics are alright, but they'll get swept by the Golden State Warriors. And the Cavaliers are close to being swept too. They lost in 5 games last year. It's been your man Steve. I'm out. Peace.